You are watching Yogi Dave's Hobby Corner. Happy hobby. How do you folks? Welcome to another video for Yogi Dave's Hobby Corner. So today I'm going to be talking about Malifaux. So Malifaux is a game by Wyrd Games. It's set in an alternative history kind of world. It's got Western influences, horror influences, steampunk influences, got lots of different influences in the game. One of the reasons I love it is it's a very different system to what most games I play. Most games I play are dice games. Most games, roll dice, that hits, roll dice, that wins, roll dice to save. That's the kind of thing I play. Very much a dice orientated gamer. With this and its companion RPG called Through the Breach, both of which I played and both of which I enjoy immensely. It's a card game, it's card related. So any actions you do, anything that happens, other than movement obviously and that kind of thing, it's card generated. Cards are the center of the game. So when you play a game of Malifaux, you have your faction. So you have the guild, you have the 10 Thunders, you have the outcasts, the resurrectionists, the neverborn, the gremlins, and the arcanists. I think that's the 7. Might be more, I can't remember now. I'm talking about it, I can't remember thing. This happens to me all the time. So I play Guild and 10 Thunders. I have a little bits of Arcanist, a little bit of Outcasts, a little bit of Neverborn. Don't have any Gremlins, don't have any Resurrectionists. In fact, on purpose, I do not have any, or a lot of the faction masters, who are the guys who are leaders of your crews, who are what you use in a game, are dual faction. So on purpose I do not have Resurrectionists because I don't like Resurrectionists. I'm put off it because I play my dad at Warhammer a lot and his army is undead. He's only got one army, only ever had one army. It's the same for 40k, only ever had one army for either of them. But that's neither here nor there. It just puts me off. I like the guild because they're very shooty and very close combat orientated. Two things I like mixing up. So not a huge amount of magic, but and 10 Thunders I like because they're orientated. So if you get kind of samurai figures, you've got monks, you've got all that kind of nice. That's why I played samurai when I played historical ancients. Don't anymore. Try and get rid of all the samurai that I had because I don't need it. Don't play with them anymore. Kept what I'm going to keep and selling the rest of it. Anyway, why I'm talking about that? Never mind. I've got Arcanists because they dual faction. I've got Neverborn because most of the stuff that I've got Neverborn is dual faction, and then I've got a couple of the Outcast crews because I like the figures. One of the other bonuses about the Malifaux game is the figures. They are absolutely beautiful. A lot of the time, Games Workshop figures are heavily detailed. The Malifaux stuff puts it to shame. Really, honestly. One of the pains in the butt about putting together Malifaux miniatures is because they're so detailed. They over complicate the construction of the sprues. And there's tiny little bits that you're like, oh, I have big clumsy fingers, I can't put that together. Eventually you get it together with tweezers and hope, and praying to whatever god or gods, or the universe in my case, that it stays together. Anyway, I love the game. Love the game. I don't get to play it as much nowadays as I was back when I first started playing it, but give me an excuse to play a game and I'll play it. I'll be doing a battle report. Hell yes, I'll be doing a battle report. But it'll be on the second edition. Like with Battletech, funnily enough, there's a new edition getting put together. And I haven't done any of the playtesting. They do actually have beta testing out at the moment, but I've got so much stuff going on that I don't have time to do it, and I'm not really interested in it, to be honest with you. The only reason I would be interested in all is if I was doing still doing competitions. I never got to the Scottish Nationals or the Scottish Grand Tournament this year because I'm on holiday. I'm not getting to next year because I'm on holiday. At the same time, again, I might get to like smaller tournaments, but I don't know. Honestly, I have no clue when it's going to come out and how much time in between then and things that it's going to take for me to switch over to that set of rules for the competitions. So basically, in a game of Malifaux, you get schemes and strategies. So schemes and strategies are how you get victory points in the game. It's never a straight I go, you go, I kill you, you kill me kind of game. Is get you victory points. There's various different schemes and strategies. One of my favourites is Frame for Murder. So basically, one of your figures is walking about the battlefield, and you make sure the henchman or the master kills them. So you get victory points for that. The earlier you do it, and the higher ranking model that does it, you always make sure that it's that model that kills them. You put them in their base, they have to kill them. It doesn't always work, but you get those victory points, and you can drop scheme markers to pick up to get other schemes, and you've got strategies where you've got to do a thing, and it's both sides have got that strategy. You've got to do that thing. So great mechanic for the game. That's the word I was looking for earlier, was mechanic when I was talking about the cards. Yeah, great mechanic. Great thing for you to have to do when you're playing a competition game, when you're playing any other type of game, is you've got to get this in order to win the game. It's not a straight, I kill you, you kill me. Though it can be sometimes. It can be just, well, I'm going to win this because you don't have any figures left on the battlefield. Yeah, because I'm getting all these victory points. Pardon me. Anyway, so typical turn. Well, typical game is 50 soulstones. So that's how many points basically you have to build your crew. Your master, whether it be a master or a henchman, because there's henchman hardcore, which is the introductory version of the game, which is basically, in a game of Malifaux, you've got schemes and strategies. So, schemes and strategies are how you get victory points in the game. It's not a straight, it's never a straight, I go, you go, I kill you, you kill me kind of game. Is get you victory points. There's various different schemes and strategies. One of my favourites is Frame for Murder. So basically, one of your figures is walking about the battlefield, and you make sure the henchman or the master kills them. So you get victory points for that. The earlier you do it, and the higher ranking model that does it, you always make sure that it's that model that kills them. You put them in their base, they have to kill them. It doesn't always work, but you get those victory points, and you can drop scheme markers to pick up to get other schemes, and you've got strategies where you've got to do a thing, and it's both sides have got that strategy. You've got to do that thing. So great mechanic for the game. That's the word I was looking for earlier, was mechanic when I was talking about the cards. Yeah, great mechanic. Great thing for you to have to do when you're playing a competition game, when you're playing any other type of game, is you've got to get this in order to win the game. It's not a straight, I kill you, you kill me. Though it can be sometimes. It can be just, well, I'm going to win this because you don't have any figures left on the battlefield. Yeah, because I'm getting all these victory points. Pardon me. Anyway, so typical turn. Well, typical game is 50 soulstones. So that's how many points basically you have to build your crew. Your master, whether it be a master or a henchman, because there's henchman hardcore, which is the introductory version of the game, which is 30 soulstones. I think 30 soulstones. It might be less than that. I can't remember off the top of my head because it's been a while since I played it. But basically, you have a soulstone. This many soulstones, right? You also have a soulstone pool for your master to do various bits and pieces over the game, and you can keep soulstones over from your buying pool, but there's only a certain number that you can keep, and even in some games you're not allowed to keep any. So you got your crew put together with all these, and you play a game. So flip a card for initiative. Whoever wins the initiative goes first, obviously. But in your deck of cards, from your deck of cards, you pick up 6 cards at the end of each, not the beginning of each turn. So you discard ones that are crap. So it's called your cheat deck. So you've got those 6 cards. If they're all crap, then it kind of screws you. Unless you have abilities that say drop a card and you get X, or you heal, or whatever. So you flip a card, get your initiative. If it's particularly important initiative, burn a soulstone to try and get that initiative. Doesn't always work, because you've shuffled it. The deck particularly bad for yourself. That happens a lot. So each figure has 2 actions. Some of them have 0 actions, so a 0 action costs you nothing to do. So you move and you shoot, or you combat or interact with a ski marker, a figure, whatever. And that is basically, you have 2 actions, masters of 3, to do the things that you want to do. So once you've moved and activated one of your figures, your opponent activates one of theirs, and that's how it goes. It goes until both players haven't got any figures left to activate. So any action that is opposing, so if you're casting a spell that's against somebody, you're attacking with a gun, attacking with a sword or whatever, close combat, it's an opposed duel. So you flip a card, your opponent flips a card. Obviously they're suits, and there's numbered 1 to 13. I've also got the black joker and the red joker. So if you have a 13 and your opponent has a 10 and your spell is on a 6, add 6 to that, you have 19, right? And your opponent has a 10 and adds 7, right? Has 7. His defense is 7. Doesn't have that. I don't think there is a defense to 7 in anything. There might be a willpower of 7, but I can't remember. So 7, right? Awesome. He's on 17. You're on 19. If he has a 13, because he's getting beat, he chooses to cheat or not. So if he has a 13 in his hand, he can beat you. If he has a 12 in his hand, he can draw with you. So if he's got a 12, he drops a 12 and says, well, that's a draw. Which means when you do damage, because everything has different levels of damage, you are on a double negative to for everything. So you flip 3 cards, and the lowest one is, you've got low, medium, high damage. So if you flip a double negative, if you get double negative, you flip 3 cards, your lowest card is the one that does damage, unless you get a red joker, which is a 14 when it's dealing with who wins and who loses the duel. But with that, it overrides everything else. I have done this multiple times to one of the guys I play regularly, and have played it. Only ever beaten in tournaments, but I play them regularly enough that happens quite a lot that I get a double negative or a triple negative, which is because of armour or whatever ability that the opponent's figure has got. They might have a negative effect on your flip, your damage flips, or you might have a positive effect on your damage flips, and it swings and roundabouts. So you pull that and you go, oh well, that overrides that. So it's your lowest damage and your highest damage. So it's killed figures in a single blow because of that. And it's like, I hate you moments. If you pull a black joker, it's a 0. It cannot be cheated. That's the thing. With a red joker and a black joker, you cannot be cheated. Can't cheat against them. Can't cheat. Can't cheat them yourself. So if you get a black joker, you do no damage whatsoever. So each character has a damage limit in every game. That's on their card. So each character has a card, and they might have upgrade cards as well. If they're characters, if they're henchmen or enforcers or masters, and they have various abilities on them as well. So your master might have armor. Your character might have armor 2, which means you take 2 less damage. You always take at least 1 damage, but you take 2 less, or 1 less, or 3 less, or whatever it is. So once you have taken all the damage that you've taken, your character dies. If your character dies and when they die they explode, then anyone within a certain range takes damage or whatever happens with them. And once, basically, that is the crux of the game. Why I enjoy it so much is I've never played 2 games of Malifaux that have ever been the same. And I've played loads of games of Malifaux. Not as much as competition gamers play, guys that play nothing but Malifaux. But I've played loads of games of Malifaux, and no game has ever been exactly the same as another game. You could have the same schemes, you could have the same strategies, and you could be playing the same person, but it's gone completely differently, which is great because the replayability is awesome in that respect. So yeah, at some point I will be doing a battle report on Malifaux with somebody, and we'll explain the rules in more detail, and as we're going along, and talk to you about the game. So I'm going to leave this here because it's around about 20 minutes, and I think that's probably enough of people hearing me talk for any length of time. So I'm going to say good day and happy hobby.